Hello, today is February 6th, and I'm gonna record today if it's the last thing I do, but I definitely am not in my setup, and I'm trying to see how this works out. I do have my Archangel Raphael Organite Pyramid here because today's spread is celebrating Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love, beauty, pleasure, and procreation. So today is the sacred day of Aphrodite. And, you know, she is associated with the sea and dolphins and doves, swans, pomegranates, scepters, apples, let's see, rose trees, lime trees, clams, scallop shells, and pearls. Let's see, what else can I tell you about her? She's known as Venus. She was known as Venus to the Romans. You know, she is the epitome of sensuality, sexuality, and beauty. Let's see what else. So the spread is really the summation of this spread is gonna be, do you have your eye on the special someone? You know, this lusty spread will help you seduce the one you love. So we're going to, Aphrodite's Bombshell Spread is what it's called. We're gonna cast some cards. It should be in a heart shape. I'm just not sure how they're gonna look, so I'm just gonna spread them out and see what happens here. But we have 8 different questions we're addressing, and let's just get started here. Let's see. Okay, how do I know love exists? 8 of Wands. So you know love exists because it hits you like, well, I should say hits you. You know love exists because the emotion evoked by love is like a bolt of lightning. It is fast, like speed of light, fast and full of just all the good feelings that you get when you're creating something, when you're at your peak of creation, whatever that looks like for you, whether it's just deciding on what you're gonna wear today, or you know, eat, or where you're gonna go, all those really cool feelings that we get when we make a decision that really just comes from an inspired place. That energy, when it's just fast moving like this, it's coming straight from that place of like our pelvic seat and our belly, and it's all working really just in unison, and that is how you know that love exists. So if you're the person you're thinking about, should it, you know, have you feel that sensation that it came out of nowhere. This person came into your life, really, it seems like out of nowhere, and the feeling that they evoke is just powerful, and like this card, bright and full of light, and just really just fast moving energy. And that's how you know that it's love. Whom do you love? Let's see if we can get a person here. Let's see. Whom do you love? Oh, we got death and rebirth. And I really like this death card in this deck. It says death and rebirth in the bottom, and in between them, I don't know if you can see it, there's an infinity symbol. So what's interesting, I'm getting this vibe of who do you love? It's someone that, so it's a general message. So I don't know, it may not, obviously it won't make sense to each of you, but the message that's coming through is that this person you love is someone that you've had a relationship with, it ended, and now they've come back in this way, and it's like a rebirth to that relationship that you once had, but better, you know, but maybe with the wisdom of already having experienced something in the past with this person, and you're getting like a do-over with this person, but not a do-over of the same thing. It's a very aware energy that this is a rebirth. It's something new. There was a death to that old way of being, whichever one of you or both of you had a full death of just just that relationship you had in the past, it's done. And so now there's they've come in this really fast and vibrant energy, and it's making you making that, both of you want this rebirth. So that's who this person is. Now, for some of you who are in relationships, this also signifies this new spark. Like you're listening to this, you're thinking about, how do you know if love exists? And you're sort of smiling to yourself right now and kind of maybe even giggling when you think like, yes, this is how I came to be with my person. And maybe this is a nice sign. Maybe we need to do some rebirthing here. Maybe we need to clear maybe we've fallen into a rut or some old patterns here. And so it's time for us to, like, you're remembering that spark. And so it's a good opportunity to maybe just breathe some new life into your relationship. Now, because this was the sort of premise, right? The summation of the cards was if you have somebody, that you have your eye on. And like I said, because this is like someone from the past that you've already had a relationship coming back, it could definitely also signify that you're thinking about them, and maybe your role or their role, however it is, like maybe you bumped into somebody very unexpectedly from your past, and now you're sort of eyeing the idea of maybe like, maybe it's, different time, different place, maybe now it'll be different. Or you have been thinking about somebody from your past, and you saw this Eight of Wands card, you're thinking of that energy, and so now you're really thinking of them, and they're thinking of you too, is what this would symbolize. So going with that, so the next question is, will they love you back? So let's see, and this could be, like we've said, there's multiple people here. Seven of Pentacles. So that's interesting, right? Because we're getting several messages here that this could be applicable for, if you're in a current relationship, is it time to take an assessment of the current energies and breathe some of this energy that brought you together, back into it? Is it, somebody from your past that you've been thinking about, or they've been thinking about you and they're about to, hit you up, or vice versa, because you're thinking about, does love exist, and that energy that this person really lit up for you, or that you're, like I said, you're thinking about that person. Either you saw somebody from your past, or you're thinking about somebody, or vice versa. Like the energy could be that you're about to hear from somebody from your past. And so then, do they love you back? The Seven of Pentacles, yes, there's like a pining almost. There's like this and it's interesting because it really goes nice with this rebirth card. This, it's like this planting of the seeds, and then having the patience for it to take root, to grow. And so it's like, it really is the overwhelming message here is of that love, not lost, but that it just didn't work. And so, but the feeling of love existing that this person represents hasn't left you. And so if anything, it's this, let's rebirth this, but from a place of knowing. And so you're going to be patient, and you've planted the seeds, and maybe you're plotting how to, maybe you did something, and so you feel like you were the one that was responsible, or they're the ones that know that they messed up. And so they have been, planting some seeds, whether it's getting their shit together. Like maybe it was like one of those situations where you wanted more, or one of you wanted to, a little more, like more commitment, more settling down, that feeling of roots, and really committing to each other. And one of you just wasn't ready. And so Seven of Pentacles, and do they love you back? And this could be, take the energy, whichever person, side you're on. Do they love you back, or do you love them? And it's like, yes, you do. And you understand that for however fast and quick and sparkly that everything was, and passionate to begin with, there had to be this moment of really just assessing it all. And in that, there's been this time now that you're giving each other to grow and to settle into, how can you take this really passionate, fast moving, impulsive energy and make it long lasting. And so, but you are loved back, and like I said, or vice versa, you know. Do they find you attractive? Queen of Wands, heck yeah. You're super fly, you're super sexy to them. You represent this 8 of Wands, right? Like, you represent that love. That love does exist, and you're this queen of all um creative, energy flow, right? When they see you in this light that it's like you're Midas, you are this golden queen that anything you touch is just amazing. And that's how they see you. They see you as being able to create really this life that they want, that you're able to give them in real life, and on earth, this experience of this really passionate energy. You represent They see you as representing this on earth. Which of your qualities do they enjoy best? We have the Knight of Swords. So what they enjoy best, it's just like your mind. Like, they find you're this Queen of Wands. They find you extremely attractive. You stand out. So, like, physically, your attributes are that you walk into a room for them and you like stop time for them. And so, but what they really like, a quality of yours that they really enjoy the most, it's like talking to you. It's having like long conversations and sort of getting lost in your thoughts of how you articulate your words, how you use your throat chakra, how it is that you express yourself. You have a very clear way of expressing what you want to say. And so they really enjoy that, because not only are you physically attractive to them, but your mind is very, it's just as sexy and exciting for them, because they really enjoy just just the endless amount of conversation that you share, and I also get the sense that maybe you're outdoorsy people, and so, or one of you is, and so they really do like that quality that one or both of you possess about, like being outside. Maybe you guys like to go on hikes together, or bike rides, or you just appreciate nature, and they like that. But above it all, they really appreciate just your style of communication and how free you are and how clear you are in expressing your thoughts into words. How can you please them? We have Temperance. So that's interesting. So you really, what you bring with all of this excitement and all of this cool energy, and just so unexpected to them, and in that unexpected energy, that representation of this sort of unknown, like they can't pin you down, that sensation that you bring, that feeling that you bring to them, what how you please them, or what that does for them, is that you balance them. Like, you quiet their space in a really beautiful way that was unexpected, and they weren't expecting it this sort of first time around, because of this really just electrifying way that you came together. And so that sort of ran its course, and then there's this split, right? Or this moment, whether it's like of just getting too comfortable, or really the more overarching message is that there's been a split here. And so part of what they missed, and what like they longed for when in this break, and again, it could be you, or this resonates for you on like switching the roles, but the message is that the person here who was maybe left behind, or whatever, for whatever reason, this rebirth, this coming back for them, really has been has not, it didn't just happen overnight. It was with, you know, planting those seeds and waiting for them to grow, to really appreciate how you embody this energy in like your physical attributes, but this really serene awareness of yourself. And so that's how you express your, you know, your thoughts and your feelings through words. And all like those pieces put together represent this emotion that really let them know that love is real and love can exist. And so how that really pleases them is that they have found this serenity, this peace, this calm, this balance, and you're the reason, right? And so in this rebirth, this is who they emerged as. You know, they're emerging as this very balanced person that can have the fiery, hot, sexy, passionate, you know, relationship, and, you know, also sit and plan and think about the future, and, you know, and like establish roots, and, you know, and maybe, you know, settle down, make long-term plans, and at the same time just be really like intellectually stimulated through like the conversations that you bring forth. So it's like you're just this full package that has really highlighted for them that you can have this passion and this this draw, right? This bombshell Aphrodite, you know, spirit, and at, you know, simultaneously the rebirth is knowing that you can have that and still have, you know, settle down and have roots, and that's not a bad thing. That's a growing together, and that you can sit and have these, you know, really just like open, you know, honest conversations about how you feel, and all of those things have balanced this person out because they didn't realize, like in their experience, that wasn't the norm. It was, you know, you're gonna have a really good friend and that's who you talk to like this. Like then you have your family that represent, you know, your home and this really committed type of setting, and then you have like the person that you can go out and hook up with and just have fun. And so they really weren't imagining that all of those energies could be represented in one person. And so that's this rebirth, you know. And so you please them through this like finding themselves in this temperance energy now. It's pretty cool. It's a really cool message. How can you honor the goddess within? Let's see. How do you honor the goddess within? Oh, I got two cards came out. We have Two of Swords and the Tower. So Two of Swords and the Tower, and how do you honor the goddess within? So easy. So again, the message here, how do you honor this queen that you represent, that you are, you know, this, how do you represent your inner Aphrodite goddess? One, don't like you don't need to be the one to go ahead and have the death and rebirth energy. Maybe the relationship did, but not you. You're not like, this tower energy is not for you. This blindfolded sense of, you know, my hands can definitely remove this blindfold, but I'm still acting like new, like I don't know how to remove the blindfold, so I'm gonna, you know, stand here and be stagnant about a decision, and then holy moly, it's gonna be this massive tower energy and things, you know, come crashing down. That energy of not being clear or needing to make these huge shifts for somebody else, like that's not you honoring the goddess within. And so these cards represent your acknowledgement to who you are. And so who you're not this energy here is not you. So you honor the goddess within by knowing who you are. And so you don't need to act like that. You know, there's in this reading, the person who is undergoing this rebirth, who is figuring out all of this, is, I'm really in the sense that it's not you, the listener of this reading, it's that your counterpart. And so they needed to go through this because this is how they first understood you, right? Like only being able to represent one of these archetypes, you know, are you the bombshell goddess, sexy, woman, or, I just threw out gender, or are you the, really smart, educated, or very accomplished, or, blah, 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 or are you this, nurturing person that's going to establish home? Like you had to be an archetype. They weren't able to see you as as this one person that is this goddess. It embodies all of that. And so what happened in this relationship when in sort of in the first go round was that you didn't honor your inner goddess either. And so in this break, in this time apart, you have. And so now you know how this works this time. Not only has this person recognized the balance that you bring, this harmony that you bring, by them acknowledging that you are this full person, this full human, and you embody that and you own that, you're aware of it, they are now too. And so with that is how you continue to honor who that inner goddess in you is, by not falling prey to these energies again, at in this relationship in particular, right? You're past that. You remove the blindfold. The shift that occurred was your coming together and you becoming fully aware and whole that you are all of these archetypes in one person, which just makes you full and whole and complete, flaws and all. And that balance that you bring, in the future, right? How do you continue to honor that? Is remember this experience. In this rebirth, you have the opportunity to remember that past. It's not like a blank slate. It's you remember what you bring from the past. And so you know that in the past, when you've been, in doubt of yourself, you've gone to extremes to change. Maybe even for, in relationships, you've gone to extremes to silence and quiet your true self. And so now you know that that is not how you honor the goddess within. Now, how can you make, let's see, expressions of love deeper and more eloquent? So this is the final card. Let's see, let's do a big shuffle here again. How can you make expressions of love deeper and more eloquent? Let's see what Archangel Raphael has for us. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune. Nice. So the way you can make expressions of love deeper and more and more just eloquent, in keeping to this embodiment of, your own journey of really owning who you are, and then this person acknowledging that and seeing that now, you can continue to sort of express that and love deeper and fuller as you move through being this Wheel of Fortune. And that is like just knowing that life is a series of cycles. Like it's cyclical. We're always, shifting, and we have seasons, we have, days. Even in our days, we have, like 24-hour cycles, and then we have weeks and months, and all of this. It's just time is continually moving forward, and in that direction of it, things are going to be great, and sometimes they're going to be better, and other times they're not going to be as good. But during all of that, like, you continue to stay true who you are in that balance of like, this is your destiny, right? Your destiny is to be like this on top of the world here. I mean, it's not the world, but on top of it all here. Because when you become, or now as you've become, right, like in your own process of this rebirth, in particular, when you've really owned like this bombshell Aphrodite goddess energy, what you've learned about yourself is just like your partner here is realizing all of the amazingness that you embody in one. And that shift, you have also done that by letting go of this fear and doubt and needing to make huge changes for other people. And you have also come away from this experience, has led you to also see yourself in this great light of embodying all of these attributes and owning that all of them equal you. And so you will continue to love deep and love real and authentically by, by acknowledging and really sitting in your heart space here of your authenticity to who you are. And so that this is your destiny. You're we all, right, deserve great love and to be sexy and be loved and love somebody and have um all of the nuances that go along with that, all the complexities that, love that bring, the love brings with it, but also seeing that it's not about suffering or, having to have the drama and having to, sort of, like all good things take so much work. And this is really showing you that it isn't that, it's not, at least it shouldn't be this really heavy, we got to suffer through all of this energy type of thing to have bombshell, love, right? This is showing that you don't. We can find total balance and harmony in just being a whole person and being with somebody that sees that in us and in them, because part of this balance is that mirror energy. So they recognize this in themselves now thanks to you, and they are in gratitude for this experience that they get to share with you, but also because you both have this energy now. It is your destiny. It was what needed to happen. And so fortunately, or maybe not fortunately, maybe it's just like the success of it all here is that you were both able to figure this out in this second sort of opportunity that you have here. That's a pretty cool reading. So I'm going to end it there, and I'll see you again tomorrow.